bra, 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 bra. She top and I pipe down. Hey, she asked for top and I tell the whole pipe down. Bitch, give me pop like right now. Yeah, bitch, right now. I pop a Zango lights out. She give me top and I pipe down. Hey, she asked for top and I tell the whole pipe down. Bitch, give me.
Shout out to the homie Demon Uchiha for that new lit intro and outro. Be sure to go follow him on Twitter and subscribe to him on YouTube at Demon Uchiha. Links to his channel will be in the description box below. What's up, guys? Wrecker Easy back at you with another My Hero Academia chapter review. This time, chapter 241. Guys, they have returned. Our favorite main cast, the students of UA, back in the mix. It's been forever. My Villain Academia was hype. It was lit. The progression and realization of Shigaraki, legendary, but we are finally back with our main niggas. And we started off the chapter with Bakugo and Shoto getting their interview, you know, their 5 minutes of fame after stopping that villain attack at the beginning of the My Villain Academia arc. So it was really cool to cut back to them and see Bakugo still being Bakugo, talking this shit, letting his nuts hang, flexing on everybody. But he got cut from the whole video, the whole interview. They said like an hour. They interviewed Shoto and Bakugo for an hour, and they cut his entire interview, which I guess is pretty good for Bakugo because like they kind of saved his reputation before he could even get one. Because let's be real here, the masses would have saw Bakugo as part of the interview would have been like, yo, this nigga's really a hero. But that was really cool. So this chapter was really just like bringing us back into the fold with our favorite class 1A members, you know? Everybody's just living their lives, you know? Meanwhile, Shigaraki and them were struggling for dear life. Our students were kind of chilling, you know? We're at the end of the semester. It's December, late December, they said. So, boom. We, like, Mount Lady shows up. She's, like, the main premise of the chapter we got was Mount Lady and Midnight, like, prepping our students for, like, media coverage, like, interviews. So, Shoto, and the funny thing, one thing I found really funny was, like, Shoto's, like, lack of, like, joy, well not joy, but like comedy. Like he's so like straight edge and like straight to the point. Like whenever somebody cracks a joke, it goes like right over his head. But listen, I'ma just cut to like what I felt was like the meat of this chapter, because like our students, you know, they're all interviewing and stuff, but when Deku goes up for his interview, he's been practicing that black whip, which I think is freaking phenomenal. Like this is something like I've been talking to like my group chat over on Twitter about. Like I wanted, when we finally get back to Deku, class 1A, I wanted Deku to be in the thick of it, training how to use black whip. And during Deku's interview, like they had to show, the students had to like show like one of their signature moves during their interview to like flex basically and let people know like a little bit about themselves. But when Deku goes up, like we get like this really cool shot of like him saying he's been practicing practical training and like image training. So we see like this door like with all these crazy locks and chains on it. And I think that's to like symbolize like one for all and like the power it has that is like locked away within him. But he was like, if it's locked away, that means I can still access it. So like we get like this really hype ass panel of him like charging up like black whip, and then like it coming out a little bit, then it just like dies. And like that's Horikoshi just teasing us, man. But it's still great, bro. Like just to see like before he couldn't even like harness it at all or like call upon him, but now he's getting there. So I'm still hopeful that within this arc that we will get to see Deku like really get to use black whip. But another thing that I found like super interesting was All Might in this chapter. We see like a brief panel of All Might and Principal, and All Might hasn't slept, but like he's been taking notes on all the One for All predecessors, and their quirks. But he's like, a lot of them, it's hard to find anything on them because they were from like a bygone era. And I think that's really cool. Like, All Might's gonna present something to Deku and be like, hey, these are the quirks you're going to be manifesting in the future. I know Horikoshi at some point is gonna be like, All Might couldn't get every single like predecessor's quirk details, so that way like there's still some mystery for us as the story unfolds on like the quirks Deku's gonna be using against his various foes. Because let's be real here, Shigaraki right now is fucking bonkers powerful. They even said like the damage to in their fight was even like bigger than fucking Kamino. So it's like, what the fuck? But hopefully we get to see more of All Might coming into his own as the teacher as the story progresses a little further here with him. Like I felt like it was really good to see him like taking these notes about the predecessors and try and like help prep Deku for what he could be facing in the near future. Because up until now, like I don't really feel like All Might has been the best mentor he could be, but clearly he was busy before being the #1 hero and all that stuff. But I'm glad to see Horikoshi trying to develop All Might as a mentor and as a teacher. But the last panel of this chapter, mind you, this chapter was longer than usual. Well, like the past few arcs we've been getting of like 14 pages, the chapter was like 17 pages, which is great. Like I hope this is like the theme going forward, like longer My Hero Academia chapters, please, Horikoshi. But our internships are starting up again, and that is really, 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 really interesting. Internships, fucking hype, bro. Like I just hope we get more of like that Stain level hype, danger, thrill. But I really kind of want Bakugo and Deku to be together on their internship, because like I want to see, one, I want to see Deku beat somebody's ass, and two, I want to see Bakugo in a real fight against the villain. Because up until now, I feel like we haven't seen too much of Bakugo in like a one-on-one or like a real serious like fight for him against the villain. Like we saw him like hold off a whole bunch of like the League of Villains during like All Might versus All For One, but he wasn't really fighting. He was more just so evading so he didn't get recaptured. But like I want to see Bakugo bang it out with like a villain, and like Deku, maybe even Shoto. Like ideally I would be able to see Shoto, Deku, and Bakugo in like a heated ass real high stakes fight against a powerful villain with a dangerous quirk. Like that would be my dream for this arc. But I'd take any fight at this point. Like I want to see Deku and everybody. I want to see the fruits of their training. I want to see people throw the fuck down. But I've been Reezy. I'm gonna do it for this review of My Hero Academia chapter 241. Be sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe for more My Hero Academia content. I've been Reezy. You guys just got it right. And I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace.